I was meant to make this video last month, but I didn't get around to doing it until now. So here it is. The Last Stand update for Left 4 Dead 2 has quite honestly ruined the game for me. Now, the biggest issue to me, as some of you may know, is the fact that they disabled taunt and laugh voice lines in verses. Although there are a few other issues that people don't like, that these people who made the so-called community update still refuse to change back despite it being massively unpopular. And the thing is, only a small minority of people actually wanted voice lines, these particular voice lines, disabled in verses. And how anyone can actually get offended over voice lines in a video game about shooting zombies and blasting their guts all over the place, getting your intestines ripped out by hunters. I have no idea how anyone can be offended over voice lines. It just doesn't make sense to me. But apparently some people were offended and they decided to take it upon themselves to disable these voice lines in verses and then force that change upon the rest of us under the guise of a so-called community update. Now, the only good thing about this update was the fact that they ported The Last Stand over. I mean, the campaign was okay. I thought they were going to make 3 chapters, but instead it was just 2, with the first one being completely new and the second just being a slightly extra version, slightly longer version of the survival map, but with an ending. And okay, to be fair, the addition of the survival maps, I mean, they're not new, they were just ported over from Left 4 Dead 1. I thought that was quite cool because the terminal and the hospital are some of my favourite survival maps, actually. But other than that, I think the changes were kind of stupid. The new guns really don't fit. Well, they're not new. They were CSS guns, and they were in the German version. But they decided to enable them for the normal version, and they just don't fit the game. So I don't know why they thought that would be a good idea. The shovel was alright, actually. The pitchfork's a bit weird, but alright. New melee weapon, doesn't hurt. But I can't think of anything else that was actually good. They seem to have done more harm than good in this update. And the fact that they refuse to change anything just goes to show what their mentality is. And I only see this game getting worse, because it doesn't matter how many times you complain about these changes, they are not going to revert them. They've made that clear. I've been asking for a year now, and so have many other users, and it's just not going to get anywhere. I've been playing this game for over 8 years, and this has been a really fun game, but since the update, I just don't find it fun anymore. Some people might think, oh, well, it's just voice lines, but actually they're a part of the game, so they shouldn't be removed, and they make the game more enjoyable for me. And that's the whole idea of these games, especially like Left 4 Dead 2. The whole point is to have fun and enjoy yourself. Yes, of course, when I'm playing versus, I want to win, but if I can still enjoy myself, I'm not really that bothered if I lose. If I can still have fun spamming voice lines and laughing my head off as Lewis, I mean, that is the best thing about this game. You can just laugh as Lewis, or I quite like Coach's laugh as well. Rochelle's, I do admit, although it's, certainly useful for annoying players, I do try to tone that. Well, I did used to try and tone it down a bit if I was Rochelle. Although, you can't do it now at all, because they changed that. They disabled them, and I can't have fun anymore in versus. And I only see things getting worse. Now, another issue was although it didn't really affect me much, but people didn't like the fact that they fixed certain exploits in survival mode, which their logic is, well, they needed to be fixed because they're exploits, but no one actually cared. Do I actually care if someone has a 2-hour record on Dead Center? No, I don't. It doesn't affect me. The highest medal you can get is a gold medal. You get that after surviving for 10 minutes. You don't get a platinum medal. You don't get some secret achievement for surviving for 2 hours. It doesn't affect me. It's just a score on your player. So I don't know who actually cares. I mean, I'd obviously be curious. How do you do that if I was on a certain map? I'd be like, how did you get that? Usually because of an exploit that makes it impossible or really hard for zombies to get to them. Zombies aren't going to be complaining, are they? So I don't know why they made those changes. No one really asked for them. They were something that made the game fun. I didn't even really used to do the exploits much. I mean, I did a few on certain maps, but they actually get quite boring after a while anyway. So, yeah, I don't think they needed to be fixed. I haven't really noticed it much myself, or maybe it's just because maybe I just haven't seen it yet, but some other users also complained that I think the lighting had been affected, which probably has. I mean, there's a load of other minor changes that haven't really made the game better. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to say for this video. I mean, I've tried playing Left 4 Dead 2 this year, but it's just not as fun as it used to be. I mean, the game is already like over 11 years old. So this is the worst time, to be meddling around with it and throwing the old players under the bus, because we're the ones who actually keep the game alive. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for listening, and post what you think in the comments, because I do read my comments. I like reading comments, whether they're negative or positive. I don't care. That's part of YouTube. If you don't like my video, tell me. I would say dislike it, but unfortunately YouTube has removed the dislike button. If you dislike a video, you should be able to dislike it. If you like this video, then you can like it.